Welcome to Motivate You, the Winner Circle here on thisis50.com. Your host, June Archer, here with my special guest, actress, singer, multi-talented, amazing young lady. Please welcome to the show, Demetria McKinney. Demetria, how you doing today?
Great. How are you?
I am so excited to have you on the show. How have you been through this COVID quarantine situation, and what has been keeping you busy?
Man, I have been some of everywhere with this COVID situation. You know, the empathy factor is way up. I'm definitely feeling for everybody who's had a loved one come into close contact with the COVID-19 virus. My father is one of those people. Definitely a lot of introspection, a lot of self-discovery within the quarantine. My son and I were locked up in the house together. We realized we really do like each other, and that's a bonus. Lots of gardening, some cooking, which I really don't and didn't do once I got out of quarantine. That joint was done. Lots of studying, preparing for other projects coming up, and just reflection on how blessed I've been.
Now, let me ask you this. What is the thing that you most love about your son that you've learned during this period of time when, you know, sometimes parents were busy working, we're traveling, we're just trying to make sure that we put a proper roof over our children's head, food on the table. What has been the best thing that you've learned through this quarantine about your relationship with your son?
That he understands that struggle for me. You know, being a single mother wasn't anything that I think anybody really signs up for. But with all the sacrifices that he's had to take and make for me to do what I needed to do to support us, for him to be able to come to me and say, Mom, I saw you doing this. Mom, I understood that. Mom, I got this, you know, and to see the man that he's become, understanding that he recognizes what it takes in order to be a good human being. And he got a little bit of that from me, recognizing that he's looking for the woman in his life to kind of be of the same cloth as me. You know, that made me really, really proud. There's a lot times where as parents, you don't want them to see the struggle. You don't want them to see you cry. You don't want them to see you hurting. So even in those moments where he saw it, because I was very transparent with him, it made him appreciate it so much more and take that life lesson with him.
For you, how important is it for him to see positive male role models on television, as well as some of the men who you play alongside, just looking at positive male role models for him to grow up, to emulate, to know that he can be just as great?
Yikes. I don't know that I think it's so important for him to emulate who he sees on TV, because the characters I play are not me. You know what I mean? Looking at people around him, looking at the people's personal life, if he has access to their social media, you know, that to me matters a little bit more than him watching somebody on TV and just understanding that they're realizing and living their dream and playing a false character. And I'm more interested in him watching his surroundings. It's so weird for me to feel that way, because like men my age and up, they've lived their life, they've made their decisions, and there's a lot to learn from that. But he's not hanging with them like that. He's hanging with his peer group. He's hanging with kids his age. So for him to watch and say, I don't want to be that guy, and be able to come and tell me, yo, this guy was tripping. This is what he did. This is what he did. And this is what I learned from it. That matters to me more, because he's no longer in the teenage years. He's 21. So the man he's going to be is the man he's going to be. And the people that are around him are going to be more influential in shaping that than I think the people he sees on TV, especially since he's seen me in it for so long.
Now, for some people who are not familiar with you, we have seen you in so many things. How did that little one barking back there? But
oh my God. Sorry.
No, it's fine. This is real life. This is where we are right now. This is what we love, because it gives us an insight into your life and what you're going through, and just all the things that just make you who you are, right? So I want to talk about people who haven't seen you, may not even recognize you played in the biopic as Whitney Houston. That was amazing. And we've seen you before, and now we have been blessed to see you again in your role on House of Payne. How does it feel to be reunited with that cast?
It's so sweet. It's so sweet. You know, when we ended House of Payne back in the day, we ended on such a high note. Like, we had accomplished so much, we had built so much, we had done so much, we had spoken about a lot, started conversations, and that's really what I think as an actor you want to do. You know, you want to touch people, you want to make an impact, and you want to leave a mark. And so to know that we did that to the point where people wanted us back, there was a little bit of pressure on the shoulders, but not anything we couldn't handle. Again, we've got Tyler Perry as the Michael Jordan of the team, you know, getting his Phil Jackson on for us. So it was wonderful to be reunited with the whole cast. I think the craziest part of it for me was seeing my babies all grown up. China Ann McClain is a grown woman. Doc is a grown man, and they are still these same individuals they were when they were little, still super respectful, super supportive, very sweet, very kind, very funny, and super talented. So getting back with the cast, crew, everybody, it was like just going back home.
To see them all grown up now and knowing the magic that you had then, how has the chemistry been since you guys have started filming?
It's been great. It is a lot like, you know, watching my son grow, and conversations I would have with when he was 11 or 12 are very different than the ones I was having with him when he turned 20. So getting to see them and getting to see that the writers and Mr. Perry have understood that this arc had to grow with us was really, really cool. We're talking about totally different conversations. We're talking about situations that I know as a parent are going to scare me when they happen to me. It's just a really, really good dose of the now mixed with the love of the past.
Now, how has Janine grown, be a good, bad, or indifferent, that as we tune in now, we see what she's been through, but what can we expect from her character?
Janine is feeling herself, and not in a cocky way, but she is completely comfortable in the woman that she is today. You know, the jokes about her past don't dig under her skin like that anymore. And now she's clapping back a little bit more. She's loving the Black girl magic that she possesses. You know, back in the day, she wouldn't have talked about, you see this, you know, she's feeling her groove. She's in love. She feels loved. She feels embraced. She's embodying the woman that she's always wanted to be. Her kids are strong and healthy and smart and thriving. Like, she's in a very, very, very happy place. And I think that is the best part of coming back to Janine. She's always kind of been the source of contention, and this time she really gets to be a source of support.
Now, how has the relationship been with being Alan Payne's wife on the show? Like, how has that chemistry been? Like, you know, he's this figure that, you know, if you love Black movies, he is our guy. We've grown to love him in so many different ways. How has it been for you being married to Alan Payne?
It was incredible. As you said, he's been a figure in television for me for a long, long time. And so even the first time I met him, there was a couple of things. One, wow, he really is that attractive. 2, wow, his personality is really cool. 3, oh my gosh, I'm going to learn a lot from him. And there was a camaraderie there that has not stopped. Encouraging each other when we were having an off day, being there for each other if one dropped the line, going in and getting the little jabs at each other. You know, I think we bounced off each other really well. And I think that has a lot to do with the fact that he is seasoned, but he didn't treat us like we weren't. Does that make sense? Him, Keisha, you know, the people who have been in this for a while, you know, coming to the set and realizing that we're all on the same team really made us a team.
Now, with Tyler, he is amazing. Shout out to him and all the writers. Can we look forward to some of the conversations that we're having in our world and in our communities today? Not just with Alan as the husband and the children, but some of the storyline. Will we see anything that has anything to do with Black Lives Matter or some of these, you know, police brutality and the things that we're going through in real life? Will we see any of those things as we dive into this new reinvigorated series?
I think we have the sky as the limit to what we can talk about. I think with the initial of it, we wanted to get everybody back into the groove of the family, recognize who everybody is, and recognize the nuances within each character. Mr. Perry is always very, very aware of the climate around us. And he's always been very, very focused on making sure that he shows us in our best lights. So I don't think that there's a chance that he can't talk about it. I think that right now what he's trying to do is give everybody an opportunity to get to know everybody, get reacquainted with the family, get an escape. Sometimes getting that entertainment just for entertainment's sake is important too. We're getting bombarded with a lot. We're in a pandemic. We are in a governmental crisis. There's a lot of different things being thrown at us. So I think that escape for a moment, that breather, is going to be just enough time before he starts reintroducing some of the topics at hand.
And one thing I love, Demetria, is this family dynamic. We don't get to see it often. We were wild and enamored by it when the Cosby Show came in, and you guys kind of picked up where that left off. How important is it for people of color to see this dynamic and embrace it? Even we have broken homes, but there's nothing to say that you can't come out of a one-parent household or broken home and not be great. But to see all of the nuances that happen within the family, good, bad, or indifferent, how important is that for our communities to see this dynamic in the family?
I think it's beyond important. I think it's necessary. Like I said, I'm a single mom. It wasn't a choice. And I feel like I raised a strong young man, but I've never been a strong young man. So I don't know what he goes through. It would have been nice to have a father figure for him to be able to kind of pick up the ball or pass the baton, you know? But I think that with all of the brokenness that us as a people have suffered, seeing a family come together and gelling the way that they see this is something that we can strive for. You know, I don't think that we're so broken that we can't look and appreciate what that is and want that and make that part of #goals. You know, it's really, really beautiful. I'm a single mom, but I come from a very extensive family. I talk to my dad literally every day. Like, there's still connective tissue. And if we get back to building those bonds within the family, Black Lives Matter will be stronger. Our economies will be stronger. Our units will be stronger. Our communities will be stronger. Our schools will get better. We have so much power within ourselves, but only as strong as the one person. You know, if we're singular, we're only as strong as that one person. If we become a team and if we really unite, we have so much more power at hand. We have to come together. We have to watch these examples.
It seems as though you and your dad are really tight. I love that piece. What is the best piece of advice that you've been given or that you've been given from your dad that you could share with those who are watching and listening today?
I love you despite you.
Wow. That says a lot. That says a lot to me. That is a loaded statement. I'll repeat that again.
I love you despite you. I haven't always made the best decisions in life. And regardless of whether I was going to get a whooping or I was going to get praised, I was always very honest with my father. And even though I knew that there was going to be moments of clarity given, and even if I knew that there was going to be a hug at the end of the road, I knew that there was a trust there so that the love could remain. You know, as we're going through our ups and downs, we all have our own paths to follow, but he never made me feel bad for making a mistake. He always trusted me to grow from it, but he never harbored anything. So I took that and carried it into my relationship with my son. So he and I are very close as well. So he'll come and tell me, yo, I said this, not proud of it. I regret it, but I need you to know just in case somebody else comes and said I said it. Okay, we can be a team. I'm gonna get you after. But for right now, I can stand with you because I have all the information and I know who you are. So despite my mistakes, despite how I might have talked crazy or did something stupid, my dad has never not been there.
I love that. I think I'm going to share that. So I'm going to take that and I'm going to bless somebody else with that particular statement because I think it says a lot, especially just being human. We are human. We are going to err. We are by far not perfect at all. For you, you've been through a lot. You've been doing this for some time now. What motivates you, Demetria? What motivates you?
The opportunity to do it. I think with the change of a word, you really put things into perspective. Every time you wake up and you say, man, I gotta get up and go to work, especially now in a pandemic, waking up and saying, wow, I get to get up and go to work. What?
Gratitude.
Gratitude. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people who want to do what I'm doing, and there's a lot of way talented, way talented, more beautiful, more experienced people. But I'm in this position because it was designated for me, and who am I to take advantage of that or not be grateful for it or not give my best at it? So every day, I've been here in Canada. Every day at 5:30, I've been on somebody's phone. I've been going to bed at midnight. I'm studying scripts. I'm keeping up with my kid. I'm talking to my dad. Everything I have an opportunity to do is because I'm blessed, I'm healthy, and it's been made possible by all of the different circumstances coming together at the right time in the right way. I cannot afford to miss a step. I will be there.
And how important is preparation when an opportunity comes? Because there's some people who are watching and listening. They're like, that's cool. I've been working, but how important is it not just to do the work, but to pay attention and be the best that you can be, so when that opportunity comes, you can take advantage of it? Some people say, oh, well, she was lucky, but they never really see the work, right? How important is it to be ready when that opportunity comes?
There's a duality to that question. Part one, preparation is key. You have to know what you're doing, how you want to do it, have a plan, okay? Definitely have a plan, be prepared, study your craft, make sure that you are doing your due diligence. Now, the other part of that is be ready to throw that joint away. Listen to what I'm saying. I can come in to a production with an idea of who this character is, but I did not create it. There's a director, there's a writer, there's a team of people. There are other people I'm acting opposite of. I can't go in there with so much of my thought and mental process that I can't be a part of the bigger picture. And the bigger picture begins with production. So yes, definitely make sure that you are prepared, but make sure that you leave enough latitude and rope to learn. There's always something to learn. There's always something to grow from. There's always something to change. If you walk in there and you think that you're so prepared that you can't be taught nothing, you're gonna bomb really quick.
You had the opportunity to play, as we talked at the top of the show, to play the iconic Whitney Houston in Bobbi, Kristina. How did that feel, and how did you prepare for that role?
That was the scariest thing I've ever done, aside from childbirth. It was a roller coaster. It started off as a dream. The dream became a reality, and I put in the work. And then about a week into work, the dream got really, really scary because I realized my dream was made possible by the life of somebody that kept my life going. Like I said, my father said he loved me despite me. There were times where I didn't know how I was going to make it. I didn't know how to pronounce and say and verbalize what all was going on with me. And Miss Whitney Houston, though she never met me, kept me out of a lot of the stuff I could have been in. She inspired me to want to sing. She inspired me to want to just be that glowing, beautiful thing for somebody else eventually. So once I realized that I was telling her truth, and once I realized the responsibility and weight that carried, I did not walk in there smiling every day. It was an undertaking like none I had ever taken before. Everybody I played, I got a chance to be a part of the creative process. I got a chance to go to the writers and understand why they would do this. This doesn't make sense from last season. How am I supposed to make this arc work if this is the writing here? You know, and it's a collaborative thing. Miss Whitney Houston is who Miss Whitney Houston was and is. And I cannot deviate from that, but I also want to make sure that I gave her the honor and the justice that she was due. That's always been the main thing for that thing. So playing Whitney Houston, scary as all tar. I'm grateful I did it. Probably never do it again. And I'm just really grateful for the opportunity to pay homage to somebody who truly changed my life.
In 2017, you dropped the album, Officially Yours. Amazing. I had the opportunity to listen to it. I'm a music guy, and I'm an R&B guy. So for me, very well done, very well executed. How did you fall in love with being a singer? Because you're not just an actress. You're not just on stage. You are a recording artist. You had the opportunity to go on tour with the likes of everyone that you could think of, and Belle Biv DeVoe, and you had the opportunity to do this. But how did you fall in love with music?
I fell in love with music because music got me through life. I told you I have a very extensive family. I'm the middle of 11. We moved around a lot. At 17, 18, I was homeless. I have been in abusive relationships. I've been through the ringer. I've lived in the projects. Music was always the steady. Music was always there, and it always knew what mood I was in or how to get me out of a mood. So Officially Yours, I really wanted that to be about all of the different spaces that encompass who I am and the different moods that I may have. I wanted it to be prismatic. I wanted it to talk about the sensual. I wanted it to talk about the fear. I wanted to talk about the fails. I wanted to pay homage again to Miss Whitney Houston in that, because without her, I wouldn't have found my voice. There were a lot of different components with Officially Yours, but the main one was just getting my prismatic self out there, getting all the different colors of me and making it available to people. I've acted for a really long time, and I'm grateful for that. But the love didn't start with acting. It was always music. Music saved my life.
I want to thank you for what you said right when you started to answer this question. You were very transparent. And for me, I want to ask you, how important is it? Because people go through things, and we look at people such as yourselves and other celebrities, and we realize that there's some glitz and some glam, and we realize there are some stories. But how important is it for you to be as transparent as you can be, to encourage someone that may have been in the projects, may have been homeless, may have slept in their car on the way to their dreams and goals, to know that, hey, well, if Demetria went through it and she got through it and she's where she is, I could do it. How important is it to be as transparent as you possibly can, to be a blessing to someone else?
I think it's the only way to be the full blessing you're allowed to be. They say that there is no testimony without the test. That is true. That is beyond true. If you've never been through nothing, you can't tell nobody how to get out of nothing. If you've never been through nothing, you can't say, I made it, look, you can too. If you're still hiding your scars, you can't prove that you've been at war. You can't prove that you've come out of it and you're shining and you're beautiful despite it. You know, if I hadn't gone through everything I had gone through, I wouldn't have as many life lessons to teach my son. So he may not have to go through that, or he has a better appreciation of who I am as a person. And I think that also being transparent ups the ability to be empathetic to other people. If you're looking at somebody and you see a homeless person on the street, a lot of people, their first instinct is, go get a job. Not my money. But there are a lot of different circumstances that could have led them to that. And you may be one or two choices away from being that exact same person. So being transparent has always, always, always been on the plate for me. Especially since I'm not ashamed of my story. It is what it is. And without it, I don't know that I'd be who I am. Every bit of it, the goods, the bads, the wrong turns, the U-turns, the men that left, the men that came, my kid being born to me way before I thought I'd have one, all of it worked together so that I could be right where I am right now. Transparency has no choice but to be a part of the equation.
I love it. I love it. So, Miss Demetria McKinney, you are a lover of hip hop. And I've been playing this game with some amazing people. So right now, I'm going to welcome you to University of Dope, where we're going to test your hip hop trivia and knowledge and just your love for the culture. And just a couple of questions we're going to go through. We're going to have some fun. Unpopular answers are welcome. We're just having fun. So, Miss Demetria, here we go. If someone wanted to experience hip hop for the first time, what album would you give them? Low End Theory, A Tribe Called Quest, Enter the Wu-Tang, Wu-Tang Clan, Straight Outta Compton, NWA, or Paid in Full, Eric B. and Rakim?
Yikes. I would go with Tribe Called Quest.
Tribe Called Quest. All right.
I would go with Tribe Called Quest.
Erase one person from hip hop history. Who would it be? Swiss Beats, Dr. Dre, the RZA, or Timbaland?
You try to get me in trouble. Erase one person from history. Swiss Beats. You can't. That's the unpopular answer. You can't erase any of those people.
All right, so I'm gonna give you one pass. If you want to pass this one, you can, but you only get one pass, and you still got about 8 questions left.
How many questions do I got? How many do I have?
You got 9 more.
Okay, wait. I gotta close my eyes. I gotta center. Read me the question again. Let me see what falls into my psyche.
Erase one person from hip hop history. Who would it be? Swiss Beats, Dr. Dre, RZA, or Timbaland?
Swiss Beats.
All right.
Sorry.
The best Thug Love collaboration. Always on Time, Ja Rule featuring Ashanti. You're All I Need, Method Man and Mary J. Blige. What's it gonna be? Busta Rhymes and Janet Jackson, or Best of Me, Maya featuring Jay-Z?
Method and Mary.
Oh, you gotta sing it for me, though, Demetria.
You keep it real with me. I keep it real with you. Hey, yeah, that's it. You're all I need to get by. Period.
All right. Drum roll, please. The best hip hop soundtrack: Friday, Above the Rim, 8 Mile, or Juice?
Juice.
Juice. All right. Juice it is. Juice it is. All right. Lights, camera, action. The best film with a rapper in it: Belly, Paid in Full, Boys in the Hood, or Set It Off?
Set It Off.
All right. All right. Stay in your lane. Stop trying to sing. Wyclef, Lil Wayne, Ja Rule, or Drake?
Wait a minute. I was laughing. Okay. Wyclef, Ja Rule, Lil Wayne, or Drake? Lil Wayne and Drake gotta stay. I love it. Ja Rule. I think Ja Rule.
Ja Rule? All right, Ja Rule. Stop trying to sing, Ja Rule. Erase one person from hip hop history. Demetria, who would it be? Queen Latifah, MC Lyte, Lauryn Hill, or Missy Elliott?
This I'm a pass on. This is gonna be my hard pass. Nope. 1, 2, 3, not it. I ain't doing
not
that.
It?
None of them.
That's your hard pass?
That's my hard pass.
All right. All right. All right. One gotta go. J. Cole, Drake, Kendrick Lamar, or Childish Gambino?
J. Cole.
All right. Stay Woke. The best politically conscious song: Fight the Power, Public Enemy, F the Police, NWA, Hip Hop by Dead Prez, or My President by Jeezy?
Fight the Power.
Shout out to Chuck. And the last one here, Demetria McKinney. Erase one from hip hop history. Who would it be? Nas, the Notorious B.I.G., Tupac, or Jay-Z?
You trying to make me hang up and block. If I have to.
If you have to.
Nas.
All right. All right. All right. All right. Demetria, music is a soundtrack to our lives. For you, what song or artist best represents your journey so far to date?
I would have to say Mary J. Blige. I said her ability to be so transparent, whether it's vocally or with her story, is beautiful. I think she's been just a chameleon throughout the years and able to really dig deep into the nature of who we are as a people and who we are as women and who she is in her space. Like, she's just such a universal talent. And she's just awesome. Particularly love Mary J. Blige.
If there's someone who's going through something right now, whether they lost somebody in COVID, lost their job, whatever they may be going through right now, the best word of advice that you could give them to get through right now, what would it be?
I would have to say you're not alone. And I know it sounds very cliche. I just had a friend come to me actually 2 days ago and tell me that 2 days prior, she was thinking she wasn't going to be here anymore. Because as we're all going through this thing, especially having to be quarantined in different spaces, it's really easy to feel alone. We're not getting the normal touch. We're not getting the normal visits. We're not able to go and do what we would normally do. And that is compounded by life's regular bills, work, kids, school, everything. But that feeling of loneliness, that feeling of despair, that feeling of being in this pit and alone, you're not. I promise you're not. I need you to reach out to somebody. I need you to trust somebody. It ain't got to be a bunch of somebodies because I'm not that way either. Hallelujah. But I need you to reach out to somebody, and I need you to make somebody aware of how you're feeling so that you can be accountable to one another. We're all in this together. You're not by yourself. You're not alone. We can feel lonely, but we don't have to be alone.
You heard it here from Demetria McKinney. You may be alone, but you don't have to feel alone. Find someone to hold you accountable, that you can feel good where you are right now today. Listen, she gave us so many gems, so many things to think about. Call somebody, tell them that you love them today. Find somebody that you can mentor. Find a mentor, but never find yourself in a situation where you feel like you are alone. Demetria, thank you so much for joining us today.
Absolutely.
Where can we find you? Where can we follow you? And what can we expect moving forward?
You can follow me at Demetria for Real on Instagram and Demi McKinney on Twitter. A lot is going on. Of course, you guys know about the House of Payne of it all. Thank you for the support of that. We really all appreciate it. A couple of the other shows that I'm doing is A House Divided on UMC. We're going into season 4, hopefully. And then I'm up here right now filming season 2 of Motherland, Fort Salem. So there's a lot to look forward to. And I just really, really appreciate it. Music-wise, I hope to be able to get more to you, but I'm going to be out here filming until like April. So it's going to be a minute. And just keep pressing. You know what I mean? Keep being your most authentic you and loving on yourself.
Well, you heard it here. Demetria McKinney. You can catch her. House of Payne playing Janine. We got the whole cast back. It's a good time. Tyler Perry, thank you for bringing them all back. We appreciate
Thank you.
Demetria, we love you. We're praying for you. Continue to do what you're doing. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to the Winner's Circle to motivate you here with your host, June Archer. We thank y'all for tuning in. God bless y'all.